Pillars of Eternity continues. Welcome back, everyone, to more Pillars of Eternity.
How may I help?
You cannot fail to disarm that trap. Beneath the stone and weight of years rests one who would slay death, who comes to wake him. I think we need to still speak with some more spirits. And we certainly have another map to explore.
What is it? Here's a lesson to...
This thing isn't doing the job.
Something's doing the job. Shit.
Well?
The spirit stands stiffly at attention, her gaze focused on the end of the hallway. One arm bears up a heavy round shield, though the rippling blur of soul energy obscures what lies upon it. Hello? Her head turns a little. They've passed the Blight Forges. If the Overseers live, we may stop them yet in the chambers beneath. She snorts. If Cabaros and his pack of scheming wizards haven't betrayed us. The mob may be on us soon. Better to make peace with whatever God will have you. She pauses, looking at you. Are you afraid?
Afraid of what?
Indeed. What's to fear at all? She looks away from you. Our own people turn against us. What remains if we are victorious? Who will feed the machine then? I do not fear the battle. I fear what will become of our Lord once we are victorious. What further madness the children of the wheel will pour into his ears. Perhaps he would stop once his son is returned to him. But will they let him?
Children of the wheel? Huh?
While Anua contents himself with his titan, they dig after the very heart of heaven. She gives a sour laugh. Madness, all of it. And yet Anua holds them close at his side. None of this would have happened if not for them. They have driven our great lord from grief and into madness, pushed him into these deeds. She pauses. He was a great king. Perhaps he will be again. Come, we'll rally the defense of the steps. Funnel them into our blades. With the animats beside us, they won't stand a... The spirit gasps wordlessly, mouth agape. She gropes for something at her back, unseen, and takes a listening step sideways, away from you. Her eyes wide, gaze into yours. You trait. Her legs buckle, and as she falls, the misty lights which form her shape thin and scatter. She was stabbed in the back.
That's not very helpful.
It's no. I need something stronger.
Got my little mini-me. Probably confuses them when they see a
What is it?
6-inch tall version of themselves. It's kind of how I feel when I see my dick. Wait, what? I meant 12 inches. Don't worry, I'll search the goodies when we get back in there. I'll get your panties in a bunch. Alright, finally. Fight we're talking about.
That's not very helpful.
Best your enemy into that, biatch.
Lava.
What? I'll let Margaret's fire bless this one. Naughty!
That's not very helpful.
Oh, Aloth, you're so cute.
Still alive?
Your wand.
I need something sharper.
You other guys can help out, no?
Well?
We'll take an emerald. These strange mechanisms have cracks in several places, and some components appear to have been dismantled. There's no clear means of activating them.
Of course.
It's an exceptional hatchet.
Yes? Nice and quiet.
So much. Let's burn.
That's a beetle.
What is it?
Adra Beetle got his Adra ass kicked. Vithrak have settled in a section of the cave beneath Kadnua, traveling far from their home colony in search of new knowledge. They have a particular respect for the Master's apparent skill with Adra and wish to learn how to shape it towards their own purposes. Alright, examining one of the ancient machines in the ruins has yielded a strange mechanism laced through with copper. It will likely be of interest to the Vithrak.
Laying low.
You might find this interesting.
Yeah!
You might find this interesting.
Yes.
Got zippy zapped. Good thing that was Lug Lug the Mighty.
Well? What is it?
Must be other spirits to talk to.
Yes?
What happened here?
Do not worry. With Ardnua slain, the rest have shown their true colors. Most have fled, some scattered into the tunnels, the fools. Come, they've already started sealing the upper floors. We'll be the last out at this rate. Doros needs to work some spell upon the door. Use Ardnua's servants against him.
Door?
There must be 100 souls affixed to that stone. A punishment, no doubt. Perhaps they'll be pleased, knowing that Ardnua goes wailing to the afterlife. I come seeking the master below. Nope.
Are you still loyal to Anua?
Of course. I'm a devoted servant. His voice goes high with terror. I didn't mean, please, I never meant that. I would never renounce my oaths.
Do you know the way past the speaking door?
I know the oath, of course. We speak it every day. I am servant to Ardnua. My sword arm is pledged against my enemies. His enemies. My soul is sworn to his purpose. The spirit seems to curl in on himself. Sworn. Here we go. I am enemy to Ardnua. My sword arm is pledged against his followers. My soul is sworn to this purpose. You want to say the opposite of what that spirit said, because remember, we learned two things. One tells us that the oath was intended for the door, and another tells us that the spell on the door was changed to work against Ardnua. The voices seem to draw in breath. You hear the rumble of stone. And the door slides open. The crystals to either side of it dim, and with the lights go the voices fading first into murmuring whispers, and then silence. The path is clear.
Wait up for me, guys! I'm the leader!
Come on, Fatso, let's go. Well, you know there's going to be a big-ass fight here, so let's see. Let's send in our stealthy little
I shall be discreet.
mage here. Ho, hey, ho, guardian of Ardnua. It's whatever, just throw some shit down, man. Anyone else want to throw one on a trap? I mean, we're all doing it.
Aye?
Alright, let's see if we can just pull that guy. He seems nasty. Yeah, fuck. He's going down.
Aye?
If I can get past this room before they petrify me. It's always a bit tough running because it slows everything down and fucks me up.
Lava will be on sea.
God damn it. How the fuck are they doing that even? I don't even see anyone casting anything.
How may I help?
What if I can aggro them with a summon? I haven't even tried it. Can probably only do that in combat too. Yep, fuck me running.
Yes?
They did a good job of helping prevent the cheese, that's for sure.
Lava will be on sea.
You ain't catching me this time, bitch.
Hey.
You about to get some, son.
Yes?
Holy shit, that's a posse, bro. That is a posse.
I'll take wood.
It's time for lightning and thunder, baby. Yep. More of that. I'm dropping spells on these bitches. What else we got? That's kind of getting in the mix there. I think you should just start attacking, really. Yeah, we tore the shit out of those guys. The edge of reason.
Well?
Edge of Reason belonged to a barbarian from the Deadfire Archipelago who loved the rush of battle. Each strike against his opponent renewed his strength, and each victory only whetted his hunger for further bloodshed. He killed his foes slowly, relishing the ebb and trickle of their life and drawing might from their terror. He grew bolder and more reckless, surrounding himself with enemies to feed upon their collective vulnerabilities. Eventually he found himself overwhelmed by a mob of combatants, and not even his furious attacks were sufficient to sustain him. Seems like a great barbarian weapon, but it is one-handed. 20% of the damage is restored his endurance. By the way, Fukajers or whatever made the comment that, of course, Lugleg is a barbarian and he's wearing heavy armor, which is slowing down his attacks a lot, but maybe we can get him some kind of ring or trinket that will speed up just his attacks. Ability area of effect. I don't know that we need that ring there. It does give us the +5 might, +5 result Lord's authority once per stronghold turn. We're at 9 out of 14 here, so we could add, if we add a +4, that'll take away our ability to make it legendary armor. I don't think we want to do that. We could add some proofing. And we got a +1 for sure. Might not necessarily be a bad idea. We also have his shield here. We should definitely upgrade that to exceptional. It will only ever be able to make it to superb because we only have 2 slots left.
Yes.
That's it!
The loner.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Necklace of fireballs. Grants fireball. We're ready to get down to level 14. The dude trapped in ice. Crystal. The shade emerges like a wound in the world, split open to reveal a hollow darkness. Beneath a writhing crown of shadow lies a gleaming mask, burying the visage of an older man. The silver face turns towards you, features cold and still. From within the sockets of the masked eyes, guttering fires emit their eerie light.
Who are you? Would you abandon your king? Take up your sword! To battle! The enemy has come!
His voice seems to reverberate through the chamber. The masked eyes burn with a sudden new light, even as the room around you seems to grow darker.
I am Luglug. I have come in search for the master below.
Then you are no lost soul of mine. No soldier. I have no power over you. But neither have you found your quarry, for before you is Ardnua, king in life of a great people, master now of nothing.
If you're not the master in this place, who is?
Oh, they chinsed out on the rest of the audio. Okay. Something with a longer reach, for I can do nothing outside this wretched chamber. The stone is like an anchor. The mask turns back toward the crystal at the center of the room, and the body is there.
Many souls do pass
He's
from
back.
time to time into this place. The Audra draws them deep, and there they are consumed but not by me.
The mask turns towards you once more. Something dwells in this place beneath us, and there feeds upon my people as it did when we drew breath. It is an old ancient thing, and you will not conquer it any more than we would conquer ignorance. Adnua suddenly shudders, and the shape of him seems to warp and twist. The tines of his dark crown grow long, and the surface of his mask ripples like molten ore.
None walk there save Adnua's line. You will not tread in that place. Not there.
If this thing is responsible for the attacks on Kadnua, then perhaps I can help us both.
How? Will you destroy that which survived the end of my people? No, you will only anchor it. It will drink your life like water.
I'm only here to defend my stronghold. I must defeat this creature.
It threatens your world, your homes, not mine, for we are long dead. To me it is but an obstacle, and when it too at last perishes, I will have my chance. I have waited for so long, I cannot risk this.
But you see them. What remains of them? As the Mad One did before you. As I do. My subjects. My people.
Why have you sent beasts to attack me?
What are you that I should concern myself with your life when they have trapped me here? I cannot cross the threshold. The way is barred to me. He is out of my reach even now. They have broken it. My statue, my memorial, the vein is severed, and I am parted from the source. Still, something dwells in the place beneath us, and there it feeds upon my people as it did when we drew breath. An old ancient thing. You will not conquer it.
None walk there save Adnua's line. You will not tread in that place. Not there.
What's down there?
All the souls of the past I've ever known, bound still to the Adra, waiting for their chance at rebirth, or else trapped within the fragments. He reaches a formless hand toward his mask, only to jerk it away as if scalded. My son, somewhere he must be.
How are you still here?
Is it so strange? I can see, sense the power in you. You must have seen by now the limits of the shroud, how easily one slips its shackles if pressed. My son did not have the time, perhaps, to. It was so fast. His soul went swiftly into the stream, but I could find it again. I did find it. I was so close. And then the invaders, the mutiny, traitors all coming to smash the machines, the crystals. They had nothing. They had no thought for the lives spent, the progress we made, to rip a soul from the afterlife, to return him to my arms. I was so close. The mob slew my most faithful, then came for me, a blade in the stomach like any common dog. But I robbed them of their trophy. My body at least would not be parted from this place. I cast one final spell. He indicates that the crystal at the center of the room and gazes upon it a few moments.
You sealed yourself in here?
Nothing so precise. I meant only to die in some manner that it hindered them. It was not pleasant, if I had time to think. I did not imagine that I would be trapped. What force could hold me? Yet every effort I expend to leave this place. At all times I sense what lies above, but never below.
Your people wanted vengeance for what you did to them.
Vengeance?
Vengeance? And what of my vengeance? A son taken from me in prime of life. My boy, not of illness, nor of age, not well. Do you understand? His soul lingered yet in the living world. I knew it. I sensed it. But I could not speak to him. Could not hear him.
You could have. I sense it on you. The spirit's voice is ragged, but we are 2,000 years too late. How I remember him still, his face. I need no carving to remind me he was much like his mother. Wanted to be a warrior as she was, but had my temper, my wretched looks. He brings up his fist, wreathed in a wisp of shadow. I would have slaughtered the world to have him return to me. They ought to have been honored, to sacrifice their lives for his resurrection, to save their prince. Before you was Adnua, king, and life of great people and death, master of nothing.
What the fuck happened to this place?
We sought the place where the veins of the world meet, where the soul might be drawn from the Adra. If we could find the means to keep the soul intact, to preserve its memory. We are so close, it is nearly done. My people shaped for me a titan, vast and wondrous in form, so that it might be worthy of the soul that would dwell within it. He reached out a hand, pointing at a dark and tapering claw towards the steps. I have not looked upon it since. It will destroy all that I have worked for. It will steal my only hope. Adnua raises his arms, now lashing tendrils of shadow. Will we allow the rabble to strike us from the world, to steal my son from me a final time?
Up, soldiers! Up, conquerors of death! Keep them from the statue! Will you leave your lord to fight alone?
The stone seems to shake beneath your feet, and the air grows cold, but nothing emerges from the darkness. The echoes of Adnua's commands fade.
You built the endless paths?
The endless paths. 1,000 hands toiled to create it. But it was my voice, my will, that directed them. The great work of our age.
Oh, it would have been if they had only allowed me to finish, if they understood that from such rotted foundations could emerge wondrous achievement, that the same curse I sought to cure afflicted them in turn. That my son might from one moment to the next be lost to me is an abomination. His voice thickens with grief, reverberating through the chamber. He wants only that I should be proud of him. How can a father convince his son that he might accomplish nothing, and still be the light of his life? How, if he is gone? So many hours and days spent wondering. If I had been there but a moment earlier, if I had stopped him from leaving that morning, if I had only known that I would never see him again.
Lost, treading these endless paths, these regrets, with him forever moving out of reach, into some darker place, away from me. Have they loved nothing in all their lives? Lost nothing? Wives, husbands, children. Might I not show them then the agony of it?
I understand your grief, but why all of this?
Did not start so. How could it? I was mad with grief. I summoned workers, mages, servants. We plunged headlong into our quest. I could not see for tears. And at first nothing, feeble efforts, false starts, days of nothing. And all the while I was certain I was losing time. I gave permission that we should try new methods, that we should bolster our knowledge of the soul. And with these barbarous acts we began at last to learn, to find the edges of that veil. My people told me they could find my son, but still we had not the means of extracting him safe, intact. And at last, when the discovery was at hand, we were betrayed. All that we had paid, the lives lost, the taint upon our souls, all for nothing. They destroyed the Titan, cleaved him from his roots.
I will never see him again. Even in death, we have been more wholly separated than if I had never known him. He will have forgotten me. Have I not paid? Have they not cost me all I had?
If I'm to keep my stronghold, I must deal with the master below. I have no interest in your statue.
The keep will not be yours while that presence remains, and you will not defeat it. The caverns will be filled once more. They will boil up the steppes. All your kin will die. Leave this place, forget our names, while you are able.
Perhaps your son's spirit still remains here somewhere.
Do you think the possibility does not rule my thoughts? I've been bound as surely as they had intended it. It is an irony I have reflected upon for longer than you have walked the world, and now you think to counsel me.
Perhaps it is time to let go.
I've tried. His cry echoes through the chamber. I cannot. The regret burns within me like fire. It eats all thought. As if in answer, fire laps at the edges of the mask, sending a wave of heat toward you. You come, after all this time, to tell me I must forget. I will not. I must not. I am all that remains. If I forget, there will be nothing left of him.
There will be. His spirit is still out there somewhere. Isn't that enough?
The air chills between you, puffs of frost accompanying your breathing. He will not know me. What they had made of me. You will not speak of him. You do not know him.
You're a pathetic, whimpering old fool, too afraid to step outside his chambers.
Is it so? And if I am to be cursed thus, if I am to be robbed of all I have loved, then so I shall treat with all who descend here. You will be forgotten here. Your name will be nothing.
None will dare walk again in this place.
Bring it, motherfucker.
So much for you.
I was trying to be nice to this cocksucker, but I couldn't take it anymore. Trying to protect my buddy here.
Curse your eyes! Curse your eyes!
Bro, you need to get up and frenzy, man. The fuck?
How may I help?
It's no use.
I think you can put undead to sleep. Time to spam some fireballs at the spirit of Anua.
This thing is...
Afraid of wind blights are immune to all kinds of shit.
What is it?
Hey,
Thanks for the massive amount of experience. And thanks for the Shroud of Mourning. Damage reduction against corrode and freeze and +3 resolve. The rough texture and faded color of this cloak suggests that it is ancient. The symbols and runes along the edges indicate Egwithan origins. Scholars of Egwithan culture have translated an old story about a father driven mad with grief by the death of his son. He entered a permanent state of mourning, donning the traditional garb of the bereaved and locking himself in his keep. The story suggests that he performed horrific experiments upon the living in an effort to resurrect his dead son. His mourning clothes were said to be infused with a power as a result of these experiments.
What is it? As you wish.
Shouldn't have been a dickhead. You might still have your spirit.
Laying low.
Oh, they like this girdle of the driving wave. Personally, I think it's shitty. It's time for some leveling, folks. Steadily regaining endurance over time. Passive interrupting attacks. Plus 15 interrupt, that could be good. Stops other people from being able to attack. I think we should take that. On all of our fighters, really. Interrupt as much as possible. Dangerous implement. I'm going interrupting blows with him as well.
Hey.
I think everyone's getting it. Okay, we got that damage reduction. That modifies our holy radiance. Could go weapon and shield style, since we kind of do that anyways. It's going to give +6 deflection. Applies to his reflex as well. That's probably good to take at this point. Elof! Well, you know we're pumping up his mechanics. We'll take the one spell that we can get here. Sitzel's martial power. A caster temporarily sacrifices arcane power for martial might. Basically turns him into a fighter. It will have its uses for sure. +5 defense when disengaging. Allow the healing of modest amount of health on the user. Wand scepters and rods, but does a small amount of raw damage to the wielder with each attack. Ah. I don't know if I want to do that. This wouldn't be a bad idea, I think, because sometimes we have Durance close to the fighters, and he does this this AoE heal for endurance. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to have it back here for, I think, Aloth and Bronstock to take advantage of. Even the veteran recovery stuff might help. I don't know. The bonus spells never hurt. An extra 4th level spell. I think I'm going to go for this, though. I think that might be a lifesaver.
Aye?
Plus 25 endurance. Basically a weaker version. But still might be a lifesaver, I think. For when the mages are getting beat up pretty bad.
Yes.
Oh yeah, got some Zoribs coming. You guys are in trouble.
So much for you.
How in the fuck did my mages get up front?
Aye?
Kill them all! Kill them all! Well?
All this to find feet. I should have guessed.
stairs ahead have crumbled away, leaving you at the edge of a dark pit. You'll have to proceed down carefully, and climbing back up may be difficult. Your progress is slow as the rocks shift precariously under your grip and footing, but you're able to maintain your handhold. You pick your way carefully down the craggy wall and piled stones and eventually find yourself at the bottom. From under a cloak of gloomy shadow, lit only by sickly hues of the Adra statue, emerges what can only be a dragon. Vibrant living Adra plates its hide, and the movement of its great joints is like the grinding of boulders. The dragon stretches itself up to its full height, and its horns looming like towers, and then it lowers its head, turning a sharp and intelligent gaze upon you. Mela, is there no end to it?
Here you are, nearly at the heart of the world. What a journey you have made.
You are the master below?
Yes, the master below. You have found her. Kadnua is mine, as is all that lies beneath it. How fortunate you are to learn such well-guarded secrets. All it has cost you is your life.
So you are the one they spoke of all this time?
In a fashion. Think on it. How many hundreds of souls killed by fawning Zorips, or devoured by trolls? Dashed against sealed doors, dragged screaming into dark pits by spiders. All to see what you have seen. A gate into the past. The history of a fallen people. The haunted treasures of a mad king. The final monument of a distraught father, an old man weeping in the dark. And each and every man and woman that falls comes here, to this place, to me.
What is this place?
All that remains of a dead man's greatest wish, a grand memorial, or merely a sorry little tomb. More than Adnua's precious son are buried here, of course. Many more. It is where the Adra veins converge, before descending into the hollows of the world.
That is what calls you all down here in the end. Though it lies now beyond reach, do you feel it now that you are so close, that pull towards transformation?
I have claimed Kadnua. I cannot let you threaten the keep.
No, of course not. Tell me, did you stride nobly down the steps of your fine castle, determined to save the day?
I have seen your Kadnua. Have seen it rise and fall and rise again. Is it still rubble and weeds, or have you made more of it?
I was here before the Adirians raised a single stone. I am older than the steps which led you here. I am bound to this sorry memorial, and you are no more master of it than you are of me. But you are the only one to have come so far. I cannot allow you to leave, not now that you have seen this place.
You said you were bound here?
You know what power lies within the soul? Everything here, living or dead, knows it, feeds on it, thrives on it. I fed upon Adnua's slaves while they toiled, and then, once I had grown upon the Titan and the living veins of the world, to go from a single feeble intelligence to hearing the voices of hundreds, perhaps that sounds familiar to you. The statue survives in part as I do. We are much changed, the both of us. She raises Adra-laden wings, raised above you like a second ceiling. Nothing can feed upon the souls of thousands and remain the same.
What will you do when the Adra is gone?
What indeed? Am I to dig my way free, follow your tracks up and out of this place? There's a rumbling growl underlying the dragon's speech. Already, the Titan is not as it once was. I have a few centuries yet before the remainder has lost its power, and then I will starve. But that hardly helps you here and now.
So you are trapped here?
I came into this place as a hatchling. I was yet small, and my wings light. You will note that I have grown. The dragon stamps one mighty foot upon the earth, and the ground shakes. So too has the Adra weighed me down. But I am not wholly trapped, no. The mind wanders, and like your ciphers, I can cast myself beyond the limits of my bones. Only my reach is far greater than theirs. All that has happened since Arnua's fall, I have witnessed firsthand: the fall of cities, the death of languages, war, pestilence, the mundane lives of farmers and kings alike. Entire days I have lingered in the low consciousness of people 100 leagues apart, but in time, always the bloody cause.
And here I return. The endless tide of treasure hunters. Arnua's sorrow. I have observed 100 lives upon the surface, and all are dear to me. But the flesh reigns.
There's not much Adra left.
No, and in time I, like you who walk these paths, will die as well.
Is there no way to free you?
Do you mean to dig me free? There may be a way, if you are willing. I cannot send the whole of my soul afield, not at once. But if you were to take something of mine past the boundaries of this place, I could obtain a new living vessel, a body with which I might wander the world, as you do.
Ooh, I like the thought of freeing an evil soul-eating dragon.
How would this be done?
There's an old amulet given to me by the Zorups. With a talisman of Adra's might match my scales. Such tokens provide a grounding point, and if you could find the vessel that might hold a soul as powerful as mine. It is a matter of transferring my soul, first into the small portion of Adra and then into some adequate body. The meat of me dies here, but I will live in another form.
A vessel? So I would have to kill someone?
Weaken, not kill, but yes, someone of sufficient power that my soul will not burn their flesh to cinders. I have observed such a person in my journeys. There's a dragon hunter, Phelan Roed, who has girded her soul against such threats. Guarded her soul... No, girded. I would be lying, Amua, if I said I did not also enjoy the irony of it. She lingers at the shrine of Galuin, within the scorched forest, the Black Meadow. Perhaps she means to rekindle that fading sense of victory. The dragon's laugh sends vibrations through your sternum.
What's to be my reward for this?
The death of this form and time, your life, and the wealth I can give you.
I'll help you.
Then take the amulet. You will need to convince her by some means to place the amulet about her neck. With that conduit between us, I will have the means to displace her soul and gain my freedom.
But first you must return to this place where you slew your predecessor. Set that scale upon the Titan's hand, and then I will move my soul within it, once you are out of reach.
Know this. I will not be easily betrayed, nor will mere stone contain me if I do not wish it. Mind your step, little thief.
I don't think she wants me going in there. The Disappointer. The Disappointer was touted as a powerful, reliable weapon, but it has consistently failed every one of its unfortunate owners. It's a terrible weapon that disappoints anyone who uses it. The gun appears well made at first glance, but closer scrutiny reveals poor design and shoddy craftsmanship. Those who aren't fooled by its appearance still occasionally attempt to use it just to see if they maybe the whole thing was made to look this way as an elaborate ruse, hoping that the artifact of extreme power crafted by a master who desired to conceal its remarkable nature. It wasn't, and it isn't. Okay. We'll put the Disappointer in our crate.
All right, then. As you wish.
The adder is so smooth that you can barely feel the marks of chisel. You got a fast way up or what?
I shall be discreet.
So much! Got you!
You assassinated your peoples.
As you wish.
I'm not really going to try to kill her right now, but I am actually going to try to kill her right now. I just want to see how powerful she is. Not even fully rested. Oh, she's getting some help now. Holy shit! Barely injured.
Hey.
I'd say she's strong. Just party wiped four of my dudes. Yeah, that's all she wrote. Now, one advantage you get from killing her is you get 2 Adra scales, which can, of course, be used to make our armor superb armor. I'm not sure if there's other ways of getting those scales. The good thing about letting her go is it's kind of the evil thing to do, and you still get access to her horde of magical weapons and armor. But we'll get that if we kill her as well. So I think we should go see what this dragon hunter has to offer. I think we have a shortcut here. This will take us back to the top where we can resolve what's going on here. We do need to actually stop by level 1, but since I'm up here, we're not going to start that part of the quest. We're going to instead see what's going back on at our fortress. Journal, biography, and visions. Doesn't have a whole lot to the journal, huh? Fuck notes. Go talk to this evil Baron.
I've heard a lot about you, Lord Luglog. You seem like a man who knows how to get results. I have a matter I'd like to discuss with you if you hear me out. I would urge caution, my lord. Lord Bernwiger has gained a reputation as a man of brutal temperament. Some would call him cruel. You hear the steward's soft-spoken words within your head. Very well, let's hear it. You call your allies together in motion for the petitioner to step forward. With the rule of Kanu, I'm sure you've seen your share of troublemakers, people determined to tear you down so you can share in their misery. I've had a few incidents on my land, rabble-rousers, peasants, you see. Shameful as it is, they've gotten somewhat out of hand, refusing to work, threatening my guards, spouting this nonsense about unfair treatment. It's not as if I don't pay them. In any case, I fear they won't back down. The situation only will get worse if I don't put an end to it. Things may get a little messy. I thought it best to consult you on the matter first. What exactly have the peasants been saying? Oh, the usual. Bernwiger folds his arms. That they don't enjoy the benefits of their labor, that they are treated too harshly. They're lazy, my lord, that's all. A show of force will knock some sense into them. Here, hire some mercenaries. Generous indeed. I'll put this coin to good use. Thank you, Lord Luglug. I knew I could count upon your good sense. And we gain some security off of being dicks. Probably would help out Pelagina. Her cloak is not all that great. I mean, according to CP value, this is better than both of their cloaks. But she's a bit of a tank. I think we'll go ahead and give it to her. I think the resolve is much more important than the damage reduction or the corrosion. Plus it gets her up to 18 resolve, which gives her a +8 deflection. We have people marching out our gates, eh? Well then. Let's Rochambeau. Just gonna let my guys go at it.
finish. Sleep.
So much for you.
This thing isn't doing the job. This thing isn't doing the job.
I'm breaking down my walls, biatch.
Last thing the Deerwood needs is another foreign colony.
As you wish.
Brutish warrior. We got all kinds of the cool people here. Still rebuilding that west wall. Definitely didn't want to have to pay for any more repairs. We can hire somebody else as well. A blooded thug sounds perfect. Alright folks, well, I gave you an extra 17-minute bonus to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon with more Pillars of Eternity. Thanks for watching.